Seth Berkman. I am a student at Marshall University.
I'm Austin Sanders, and I'm a student at Marshall.
Hello, I'm Robert Russell from Southern West Virginia Community and Technical College in Mount Gay Logan, West Virginia. People's own perception of their lack of intelligence.
I'd have to say the financial barrier.
Psychology.
Nursing.
I'm an IT major.
Psychology and probably George Mason in Fairfax.
Probably teaching at the university in New York. What's that one called?
If I didn't have to spend money on my degree, I would go back to Marshall. I was there for a year, and I had to drop out due to money problems. And I would go from being an IT major to being a CIT major, which is basically the same thing, but it's a 4-year degree versus a 2-year degree.
No.
Yeah, so as far as accessibility goes for the application, I'm from Huntington, so Marshall was relatively accessible. As far as the testing goes, I never got a tutor for the SAT, so kind of felt unprepared whenever I took that, but everything else was accessible.
I haven't had to do any testing whatsoever for any of the colleges I've ever been to. Southern, you just kind of showed up and they're like, yeah, you can come in. I'm like, okay. I'm pretty sure as long as you weren't like the criminal or something, they let you in. I never felt uncomfortable sending in applications because I've always been kind of an academic person, so I never really felt like I was going to be rejected by a college. Never had too much stress about it. I felt uncomfortable with applying for housing. Housing was a big deal because I was trying to do it with a friend, so we had to sign up for it at the same time. Our families had to okay it and everything like that, and it was this huge process. We had to send in the deposits. The deposits were really nagged me because I come from a low income family, so trying to throw out $300 worth of deposits is kind of a really hard thing to do. Just told recently that there are what are they, like, waivers for it, which that would have been great to know whenever I started.
From what I know about them, yes, but I do not receive financial aid.
For me personally, it does because I do have some scholarships that kick in, but I think for the average student, probably not, especially with the tuition hikes and everything going on.
I feel like they're pretty good. I've never had any problems out of them. I know a lot of people have.
As for Southern, I think that their financial aid is fine. It works really well. It meets most of the things it needs to. I usually make back more than what I have to pay them. It's like $2,000 a semester here, and I usually end up getting about $2,000 back as back pay from that. And a lot of people I know get back pay anyways. Probably not as much as I do, but somewhere in like anywhere from $5,000 to $2,000.
Say rely less on the parents' income because you have a lot of students that their parents' income shows that they don't really need a whole lot of help, but whenever you look at the student themselves, they do.
Financial aid as a whole at Southern is fine. I think it works perfectly fine. In general, I think they need more scholarships for middle class families because a lot of middle class families are in that slack between the extremely poor people like me, and I'm before I lost promise at Marshall. I only had to pay $1,000 out of pocket a semester to actually go, and that was great. But the middle class families would still have to pay $6,000-7,000, however much, just for them to go, which I think is still a little too much even for a middle class family. You know, that's $7,000 over 3 months. That's or not 3 months. I mean, is it like 5 or 6 months? And that's a lot to pay over that short amount of time. So I think there need to be more scholarships for that that range of people.